What's good, man? It's your boy Juicy J, man. Shout out to Virtual Homework Podcast.
Uno, dos, tres, catorce. It's U2, Vertigo, Apple iPod.
I hate U2 so fucking much. You remember when they forced everybody to download their album for no reason?
I got a new iPhone 3 years ago, and it was still on. The thing is, I finally freed myself of this rage that so I have a car. It has iPhone specific features, but one of the things is as soon as I charge my phone with the car USB, because I guess my car is new enough to have those, it automatically starts playing music if I was playing music on my phone. But if I wasn't playing music on my phone, it would go into
playing that one fucking U2 song, right?
It plays that one. It's some chanting or some shit. Or it's California.
My phone was doing that for fucking years. I never liked U2. They're one of the worst boomer bands. I don't like the Beatles. I don't like any of that shit.
I like the Beatles.
If I never hear AC/DC again, I would be very, very happy.
But TNT was in Tony Hawk.
TNT.
It was good in Tony Hawk. Okay, that's important.
No,
that's an important moment in history. Nothing else that AC/DC ever did
this
matter.
has nothing to do with the game we played today.
But it does actually have a little bit to do with the topic I have later.
Fast and Furious.
Stop.
It's like that.
No one wants to hear us sing. We're two 30-year-old.
You know what song I'm talking about?
I'm moving. I'm just steamrolling it. I don't know the song, but I'm steamrolling the conversation. I just want to say...
Someone knows.
Someone knows. I was dropping hints. You might hear a conversation that might have to do with Uno, Dos, Tres, Catorce in the future.
Oh, shit.
In the future. But until then, what did we play this week?
So, literally 0% of people have ever heard of this game, ever. So let me preface this. I was on Twitter. Someone I follow, Piexicle, which is half of the
Completely Unnecessary Podcast with Pat, the NES punk, and
yes, that's the one. Well, he retweeted this guy who he does fan translations for Japanese-only games, and one of the games he was doing is called Racing Lagoon, and that is what we played this week. What's funny is that when I selected this game for this week, only 12 out of 13 chapters had been translated, but right when we both started playing at the end of our podcast last week, he actually released the full thing, and that's what we played.
And it's great that he had the full experience. I really needed that 13th chapter.
Listen, you never know. Okay, fuck off. This is a racing-based RPG by Square Enix, the same people that do Final Fantasy, Squaresoft, whatever. It used to be Squaresoft, then it turned to Square Enix. My bad. In the same realm as Final Fantasy, think that, but straight up just racing. You'll have the overworld, and then you'll go to different races and stuff, but
wasn't Final Fantasy 15 pretty car based? You're pushing a car.
I don't know. I think Final Fantasy 15 was critically panned as not being that good.
No, it was critically. I think that it was kind of the opposite, where it was critically received very well, and then people playing it were why was this received well?
I heard everyone I talked to said it was pretty shit.
No, but that's the thing. Everyone that's actually played it thought it was shit.
Okay, yeah.
But
critical. I guess I'm using the term critical incorrectly. This is neither here nor there. First off, this game centers around the main protagonist whose name escapes me, and I named my character Fuckface or something like that. So every time I had a cutscene, it was Fuckface, no! So I don't know the actual character, and it follows you around and your team of delinquent fucking racers. What are you, the Lagoon Bay Racers or something
Lagoon
like
Bay
that?
Or something like that?
Lagoon Bay Racers, and your rival team, the Night Riders, as you go through hijinks that include your friends dying and things like that, or
people getting bound and thrown in the trunk.
Yeah, straight up hardcore ass shit. Straight up just RPG type things. And might I say, the dialogue is pretty terrible. It is so in depth and so emo and so brooding. It's racing is the only thing that makes me feel alive. It numbs the pain of living a life in this ocean.
Welcome to the GS. GS is short for Game Save. and also short for gas station. It's like,
this game is very, very Japanese.
I will say that if you've ever watched an anime before, it basically has an anime plot in that you are on the good gang and there's the rival gang.
Yeah.
And it's exactly what you'd expect. It's like, they kidnapped my girl. I'm gonna drive into the barrage now to follow my dreams. It's like,
like literally, like there's just like dialogue of just endless like nonsensicalness. It's like, I look into the ocean and there's a reflection of the city, but which city is the real one? Sometimes I feel like I'm dreaming.
Yeah.
Well, the one in the water isn't real because you can just throw a rock at it and it disintegrates. I think I like that one better. Like, it's like, what is this dialogue?
You could have just stopped at endless dialogue, because like, I thought that there wasn't going to be a hub world in this game. Like, the first like hour of this game is just like cutscene, race.
And then like a race, and then
cutscene,
there's actually
cutscene.
Grand Theft Auto style hub world that consists of you going around to location, talking to people, like upgrading your car, and then every 4 seconds there is another car with their headlights on that flies into you, which forces you to do
like a Pokemon
race.
Encounter, but you have to do a
like
full
straight
fucking
up
race.
Yeah, it's a straight Pokemon counter. I guess we should explain like the gameplay. It's a race. Like you're racing in this game, and typically the stakes for any given race, whether it's a story race, random encounter like a Pokemon thing, is that if you lose, you have a chance of losing a piece of your parts. Which
your
you
car
use to
parts,
upgrade your car.
like you're not, you don't like lose your tires, but you lose like the special rims on your tires that give you a little bit of speed boost.
Or no, it could be tires. Like you have better tires and stuff like that. You can lose like a bunch of shit.
I don't want to say like, oh,
you
lose a tire, now you're on like a 3-wheeled car. But...
Yeah. And that type of thing. And then vice versa, if you beat someone, you get to steal like one of their parts. You know, like if you ever seen like Fast and Furious, it's like, oh, we're racing for slips. It's like that kind of thing, except you can get certain parts and things like that, which I actually thought was a really cool system to like upgrade your car. Might I say this game is very, very fucking confusing. It actually, to upgrade your car, you have to know correct car terms, like PS, you know, like horsepower, like all this other things. Like I have no idea what torque or these other terms. I actually had to look like so much up and do so much research into this game to see how to like properly upgrade my car, because every race is impossible.
That, and you really have to know your vehicle, because when you're stealing other people's parts when you win, because if you lose parts. If you win, you gain their parts. You like, it doesn't tell you what you currently have, so it's like, oh, is this actually an upgrade?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I ended up just looking a walkthrough, and it's like, hey, grab this item. This will actually make your car like really, really good. I was actually super happy, because a lot of the items that it told me to get, I actually was getting, as far as like better engines and stuff like that. There's like different cars that show up every single night to get like different items. There's like actually special events that happen every single night. The game consists of 13 chapters or 13 nights, which you get to play through the story. There's different like special events that you can get, like rare one-time only items that like make your car better and things like that. And
it has a lot of side missions, and every single night kind of has this point of no return. Once you do this race, it goes on to the next night. So it allows you to pace it yourself if you want to be someone who really explores the hub world, which is, I mean, like, might I say, it's pretty impressive for a PS1 game. I enjoyed being in the hub world.
This is an adventurous game. Like
it's very impressive in its scope, and like it was obvious a lot of effort was put into this game. And I guess I'm not super surprised based on the content of why it wasn't ported to the US. But it's like, damn, this was like a big title.
It's straight up like, if anyone's ever played like a Square Enix or Squaresoft like RPG, like on the PS1, like these are like 40-50 hour games. Like this is literally that, but like racing.
Yeah, so I definitely enjoyed some elements, but you kind of alluded to this. There's too much fucking racing in this game. There's just so much, because you can't escape it. You're in the hub world, and then you accidentally go into a encounter, and then you immediately after that accidentally get into another encounter, and you just keep racing, and you keep racing, and you can't stop. Because like,
I meant to say, like, unless you know how to like perfectly optimize your car, these races are fucking hard.
Yeah, and that was what I was gonna say when you said like you really need to know car stuff. I wouldn't even say like you need to know car stuff. You just need to know what necessarily works in this game, because I was like, oh, this engine has more power. This engine has like, basically every single stat was better. When I got that engine and I upgraded it, I literally could not like every single race I was losing, and like I grinded for 2 hours before I left the first chapter because the final boss was literally impossible with the engine I was using. However, when I went back to my original engine, I beat it first try. So I was pissed that I wasted my time on there.
I had the very much so same experience with like this it's like the Yokohama race or something like that. You're like racing like these girls in SUVs, and it's like 5-6 different levels like in Chinatown. The last level, literally, I spent like 2.5 hours because like I just could not doing it. It's like a 12-second race, but you have to like angle around like these perfect corners, which I actually found out I had to lower my engine because I was like had too much power, so I couldn't make it around the corners correctly, which is actually really cool. Like the customization with cars is actually fucking insane. Like for certain races, you want a slower engine. Certain times you want 4-wheel drive. Like you genuinely need to know and understand cars from a racing aspect and like their applications. Like whether it's like front wheel drive, forward wheel, back wheel, whatever. Different chassis, different tires, different engine types, just to get you the most optimal for your objectives.
And honestly, I thought like it's impressive the customization of this. It's impressive how much it's impressive that you could like customize all this, but I think it was actually really a detriment to the game because so many of the races were predetermined from the start based on your parts, I feel. Like
you have no way of doing it.
Yeah, I feel like the racing element in this game, I know that's like the main thing, and maybe if you're like a racing fan, you have a better judge of this, but I thought it was pretty shallow. Really, you just always hold down the gas and you like handbrake occasionally. Like I didn't really think that all these customization options had that much of an impact on the gameplay, and except for the fact that
like to be honest though, like once I got optimized shit, like I was just wrecking people. I went from literally spending 2 hours to like getting optimized shit to just completely destroying everybody. It definitely makes night and day. Like you will double or triple your ability.
But yeah, what I'm saying is like unless it's like literally like it's a matter of losing or winning the race. Like other than that, the gameplay kind of plays out the same. Like the races themselves, you're kind of just all holding the gas, and then like you go.
Well, isn't that every racing game ever?
I guess, but like there wasn't a lot of depth for it being a racing game. I thought, like in terms of the actual racing, like all the stuff around the racing.
It was kind of strange because a lot of the races are like 10 seconds, just like straightaways, and it's just like all right. I guess it's because it's an RPG and you need to like grind levels, like straight up, like when you're in the overworld, like the Pokemon-esque battles of other cars going around and with their headlights, which they shine on you, which forces you into a race. It's kind of how you level up your cars, just doing those. Every time you get a race, you get a point, and it's like level 1, you need 3 points to level up your engine, and then 10 points, and then 15 points. So it's like
20 races doesn't sound like that much, but it's a lot. Because first of all, each one of these races, like the cutscenes in this game, the dialogue in this game, it's all so slow.
A long time.
It's so slow. Yeah. Like even if you don't do things like in an emulator, which we both played this on because we are enthusiasts that rip. Yeah, we own this game and we ripped the copies and we wanted to play on beautiful high definition RetroArch. We both, even if speeding it up, it takes a while. Like
it like straight up, I would press spacebar to speed it up and just like.
Yeah, which sucks because the music in this game rules, and I would have to ruin the music. Like honestly, every single racing
of this game is actually pretty dope.
It's like vaporwave game. The game, like
straight up.
It's or really Outrun is the better. Outrun the neon cars and stuff like that. That's a better way to put it. And I like honestly, every single racing game has like a sick D&B track. Like there's a song from Ridge Racer called "Rare Heroes," which is like a great song. I love that song. And then like this.
Let me tell you something about Ridge Racer. Like this is a complete aside. I remember I got Ridge Racer on a demo disc. I fucking love that game. And I told my dad I want to rent Ridge Racer. And then he went to Blockbuster and asked if they had Ridge Racer. And the person working there says that game does not exist. No one has ever heard of it. I don't know anything about this game. And I was really upset.
Well, I don't think that Blockbuster guy was really qualified, huh? They don't hire the best at Blockbuster.
No, that's why they're gone.
Need a PhD. Yeah, they should have only accepted PhD applicants at the Blockbuster.
But no,
in game,
to go back
game
to this
history.
game, I think this is a very cool game. Like I could see why this game has like a cult following and stuff like that because I actually joined the Discord of the fan translation. It's actually very like active. There's lots of strategy. People like talking about like optimal cars and like how to get like later in the game. It's super cool. There's like rare spawning cars to get like unique vehicles. unique chassis, because you can customize everything, like what your car, like the body, chassis, the engine, like the customization is actually like insane. And people like show off like their cool cars and stuff like that to progress.
I feel like a lot of the audience that likes the arcade games would really like this one, because like that it's really about like you're not just racing, like you're kind of building something that you care about because it's personalized to you. I just don't think that the execution was super great. Like I was relatively engaged in a story from a PS1 game that I've never heard of that has a fan translation.
I mean, it's cool, but like you said, it's literally just like random races that are either you beat instantly or completely impossible, and like trying to figure out where the fuck to go in the story is just like wandering around the city, going to different areas, and just like I have no idea where I'm supposed to go. So
yeah, kind of trial and error in that regard. But I did genuinely enjoy the hub world. I just wish there weren't any encounters. I would have had more fun, I think. I do think that this game will probably have a longer lasting impression on me than some of the games we've played, just because it's so unique and it has that charm.
It is pretty unique.
I'm not gonna play. I beat the second night and I'm done. I'm not gonna do all 13 nights. Played it for like 5 hours.
I beat the third night and it's just like, this is a lot.
Yeah, I as far as I'm aware, because there's a wiki for this game. Like there's multiple hub worlds that you could go to. Like
This is a very like it when I keep saying this a million times. This is a SquareSoft racing like RPG. Like anyone who's ever played any of their RPGs and understand the scope of that, just think about that. But it's a racing game. Like it's huge.
I think a couple fixes would have gone a long way. Like obviously making the dialogue like shorter, just in terms of, like it goes on the screen. It's like you know dialogue, the Star Wars scrolling text where it just takes forever to get on and off the screen. That's basically what happens in this game. Just make it
like
faster.
You can skip it or like increase it or whatever.
Yeah, increase the scroll speed for the dialogue. Add sandbagging, because like honestly, if you hit the first wall, you might as well give up on a race, because
absolutely. I wish you could just quit and like restart or something.
You know, you can quit a lot of the races, right? I guess you can't restart, but if you hit start and then you could do give up.
Yeah, but there's no there are a lot of like one-time races and stuff like that.
Is the proper term sandbagging? Like in Mario Kart, like the CPUs will never get like super. They won't like lap you. They'll like
these CPUs are relentless. Like they like every CPU race is perfect. It's just a matter of their cars doing well or not.
Yeah. So, but what I'm saying, like, if they implemented a system where they can only get like super, like they can't get super far ahead,
far ahead. Yeah.
I feel like that would help for the usability. And then I don't know, just actually that's probably it. Less random encounters. Never mind. That was it. I think that it would. Then it would probably gone like from a 5 out of 10 for me to like a 7 out of 10.
I had a lot of fun with this game. Like there are a couple times when I was at work, I'm like, oh, I actually want to go home and play this. But just getting to the nitty gritty of like just wandering around for hours trying to figure out what to do with all these annoying random encounters. It's just very, very confusing. So
the game has a lure, and then the allure wears off, and you're just like, okay, it's just racing.
That's kind of how I feel about it. I honestly might end up playing a little bit more of this and just see where I get to, because maybe like the story and gameplay gets better, but you never know, because I love racing games. I actually like these kind of games. Like it's very fun to me.
Sega Rally 2. Baller,
but like my gameplay is gonna like involve like reading a walkthrough and it telling me how to upgrade my car and where to go at all times, and I feel like that loses a lot of the fun in the RPG aspect. So
yeah, I just liked the RPG aspect because the characters look so goofy. It's like a mixture of anime style and like PS1 style, and like their faces.
It's
like
really, really funny.
So, yeah.
They have like super like exaggerated fucking like popped collars and shit.
Yeah. I really liked like. Have you ever seen the movie Casino? Probably not.
I don't remember it.
The aesthetic of like 90s movies that had a lot of neon lights, where like it basically was very bright, but it was like blurry. And like I like that aesthetic, and it's kind of vaporwave, and it was very present here. I'm happy you picked this game. I would have never heard of this game. Like I would have died.
I think it was something different.
Lagoon. So I'm also happy we're like, I feel like we've been clout chasing accidentally, where like every single game we play is like it just came out. So
this is something that was like literally on my radar of something like different. So
swag. What else?
So next week we're playing Minecraft.
Yeah, next week we are playing Far Cry 6. That's a game, right?
Yeah, we're playing a Roblox hentai Squid Game.
We're playing. I can't say the titles of these banned games on Twitch. We're gonna get our podcast banned. What else is new?
Just pretend to talk and just have like a million beeps. Yeah, what since we say it oh yeah, this is a video game podcast. I'm Dana and this is Sam.
Did we not say that? Oh no. This is a video game podcast.
What else is new? I want to talk about fucking goddamn motherfucking ass Blizzard shit.
No, we're not. We're gonna save the big guns for later. Okay, we got to ease into it. We got to ease into it. When's the last time we watched Drawn Together? Because you keep referencing it.
My entire vocabulary is like 5 different references, and that's like it.
Okay,
it's
what's
like, I say
the Aqua
that,
Teen one?
Who is the Drizzle? I say that a lot sometimes at work.
I've never heard you say that in my life, and I've known you for over 10 years.
I do say that sometimes, though. It's like a meme between me and my other friend, but I have other people I have memes with.
Fucked
Okay,
up. I don't have anyone else in my life except for this podcast.
I say, but I am lit tired. Because that's from
like a meme from 2006.
It's like the end of the world.
Yeah,
thing.
with the Rage comic guy.
It's literally that's not even 2006. That's like 2002.
Okay, but like think about when it was uploaded to YouTube. That's what's
it was uploaded
important.
on. I actually.
It was definitely on Albino Black Sheep. Yeah, something like that. When I think of that generation, I just think of like the guy who like
2003.
I just think about like the guy in E-Bomb's World who like took a shit from like 20 feet up and got in the toilet.
Wait, what?
That was just like a video. He crawled on like a roof and there was like a toilet.
Like that's the kind of shit I want to make as like an animated spray on like Team Fortress 2, like 2011 type shit. Yeah.
That had to have been like at least like 2008 that you were still allowed to do that. Can you still do that? Can you still spray?
No,
custom?
God.
Yeah.
So you can't spray customs anymore. I think on Team Fortress 2 you can, but none of the official like Valve
When did they
anymore.
get rid of spraying customs? Like 2008? I gotta say 2008.
No, it was later than that. It was probably like 2015 or 2014.
Okay, everyone stopped playing 1.6 in 2008.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, Counter-Strike is still one of the most popular games. Most people play Source or Source is all like surfers, like all the competitive surfers, and
then all the people who are actually competitive in the FPS is Go.
On CS:GO.
Speaking of Go, not really. This is my topic. This is my baby.
Okay.
I care about this, so I'm bringing it to the podcast.
Okay, what the fuck is your topic?
So I guess Uno had like a championship, something like that.
How do you have a championship? Dude, I will wreck you in Uno, by the way.
I was like looking up some random Twitter trend on like top female singers because that's important to me. And like Ashley Simpson was on the list, and people were like clowning the Ashley Simpson placement on the top 10 singers list. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about the top 10 singers, but I like looked into some of these and then like I'm getting like Ashley Simpson's stuff on my like feed. And then all of a sudden I see like Uno being like, Ashley Simpson, you look so great on the Uno red carpet. And there's like a picture of Ashley Simpson at like the Uno championship series. So I'm looking into this because this is insane.
Why is she at that?
Right? So then I see Ninja is at the Uno World Championship series. And this just happened like 3 days ago. And
wait, hold on, I gotta look this up now. Like, why is like they just pick like the most random ass people? Do you think they're just like stoned out of their mind? Like, yo, we're rich. You want to go to the Uno Championship? And he's like, yeah, dude.
And like, if you look at like the Uno Championship picture, for like Ninja, he looks like he's about to cry. Like he definitely is crying.
I gotta find this. He just looks really fucking high.
Well, okay, the red eyes.
Why does he have like
no? That's
he has,
an
like,
edited
steam
version
coming out of his ears.
That's an edited version, but it's definitely like it's. Why is this? Actually, I do know why this is a thing right now because they're actually making a huge deal about this. I ended up buying Uno this week because it's the 50th anniversary of Uno.
There's actually a lot of people that went to this.
Yeah, why is Uno like the big thing? Why is there like an Uno red carpet?
Uno is like one of the biggest games.
No, I understand that.
Like,
you're a board game
like,
man, but like. No one's talking about Uno. Uno's not on anyone's radar right now.
Literally everyone who comes to my store talks about Uno.
They're
y'all
like,
motherfuckers got giant Uno? That's what they say.
Really? I bought the 50th anniversary version of Uno, and it's pretty dope.
What the fuck's the 50th anniversary?
It's the 50th. This is the year.
So is this a like board game or is this like a computer game?
No, this is a board game. Bought it on Amazon. It's got a commemorative coin that's part of the game now. They're adding shit to Uno. They're changing the rules.
They have like a million bastardized versions of Uno, like Uno Attack. Like if you fuck up, it like shoots you in the face with cards.
It's kind of like Monopoly, except they actually changed the rules. Like imagine if every single Monopoly version like had batshit insane rules. It's like the Simpsons one.
They don't.
You have to watch
Uno
every episode.
Sucks. I mean, that's not Uno. Monopoly sucks.
Yeah.
Every version is the same. Versus like for example, like the clues and risks are super fucking dope because they all have additional mechanics. And all the different Unos have additional mechanics too.
No, this Uno Premium 50th anniversary,
Oh, this looks dope.
it's slick, and it's coming soon. And I can't wait. It's got a commemorative
I'm
coin.
gonna ask my
part of the
boss if we're gonna get this.
I
probably will.
I just purchased it and it was fine. I don't know why.
My store might get it. So,
well,
dude, I would wreck your life in Uno.
yeah, I don't even know how to play Uno. All I know is that Uno.
Really?
I definitely know how to play Uno. I just I can't think of the rules off my head. But the thing is,
play a card.
Uno. I didn't realize this brand was so slick. I'm like looking up the Uno Twitter. I'm like going up, like they got all these brand deals. They got like fucking Uno dripped. You seen these shoes? You seen these Uno shoes?
Uno is huge. Every single major license has Uno. There's like Mario Uno, Harry Potter Uno,
I understand
Minecraft
that.
Uno.
But like I'm looking at these. If I didn't know these were Uno based, these shoes
Uno drip.
Yeah, these shoes just would look genuinely good. There's people on the NBA professional court with Uno drip. They got basketball sponsorships for Uno. Uno.
I mean, Uno is like
Uno has a champion league. Why are we not esport players in the Uno champion league?
I would rather fucking like eat a turd than be.
What are you talking
Uno
about?
Player.
You want
fucking awful.
Why? Would you be a professional poker player?
How, you can't be. There's no skill to Uno. It's random.
You do understand there's like a professional Monopoly league. Speaking of games with no skill.
Actually, no. That game has an unbelievable amount of skill.
Okay, well, maybe you just don't know about the Uno skill cap.
There's no. It's like randomized.
Maybe
like, I mean,
if you had a shoe deal with Uno, you would be singing a different tune.
Well, yeah. If anybody's paying me money, I'll be into it. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. If you pay me money, I'll fucking support whatever. Well, not whatever, but you know what I mean.
Fuck, I missed the Uno X Bape collaboration. Not even joking.
I missed the Maple Story X Champion collab, which was pretty terrible, but it sold out in 2 minutes.
I'm much more sad about this Bape thing. These shirts look sick. I'm a Bape stan.
I mean, Uno is like brands are slick nowadays. Like they are.
I love brands.
All right, these Bape Uno shirts are actually sick as fuck.
Only the one with the card face. The other one that just says Uno, a bathing ape, is the laziest shit I've ever seen in my life.
It's terrible.
I mean,
you should get the official Bape Uno cards.
All I know is that like Uno, I want to love them, but like then I was like researching it because like people were like mad at Uno, and I'm like, oh no, they're like
getting canceled for what?
No, they're like sending all their
money. Keeps sticking up.
Well, you're like an anime character. It's fine. You like anime, right? Apparently, like Uno or the Mattel is like a big Republican donor of some sort, and people are mad about that because you should have you should always bring politics into your family board games.
Like I think people just don't have anything to do with their time, so they need something to complain about.
I don't know what policies that are like why does Mattel have to donate to any causes politically? What like big causes are politicians?
It could be
manufacturing, probably
manufacturing, taxes, like a million things. Like
the Democrats are against big card. They don't like we're gonna ban card games. Okay.
No. I mean, like, it's not necessarily about Democratic, but typically Republicans are more in the line of like corporation of Uno. They should have.
I don't know.
Go see Uno.
They don't want immigration. Next, they're gonna call it one.
They actually made Dos.
Oh shit! They dropped Dos.
Yeah, that's been out for like a couple years now. I don't know how to play it though.
That's like dropping Chess 2. It's like no one gives
Chess 2. We have Chess Squared, which is like 3D 4-player chess.
There's like that one game dropped in like I think like 2017, 2018, like 4D chess or whatever on Steam, and it's like the most complicated. It's like intentionally the most complicated game of all time. It's like you do a move and then you have to go to a sideboard where like the sideboard is in like a different dimension. It's fucked up, and I feel like no one can seriously play it because no human being is smart enough for it.
We have 3 and 4-player chess at work.
There's Uno Jenga.
Yeah, we have that too. It's whatever. That's all like bullshit though. Speaking of Steam, have you like ever used any of like their tools, like non-gaming shit?
I own some of them, but then
I finally bought like a really cool one. It's called Wallpaper Engine.
I do know what Wallpaper Engine is.
It's because I've had just straight black backgrounds, like no animations or anything for the past 20 years. I always have a shitty computer. I'm like, wait, I have actually good computer, so It's super fucking cool. I've like animated fucking like wallpapers that's scrolling over both monitors, and it's like here. Do you actually want to see?
Sure.
Share your screen. Just fuck you.
No, I'm sorry. I was like still on. I'm still on about this Uno thing, and I just searched Ninja Uno, and the first thing I see is a YouTube clip called "Ninja Rages at Uno," and I'm just like, okay, I guess Ninja's pissed.
But like there's like One Piece ones I had, but it starts screaming like intro music, and I'm just like, I don't need music in my fucking desktop.
Yeah, that's like a website from like 2006. Did they?
Dude, did I tell you I had my wallpaper was the entirety of the wall of the
Oh, that's
Killer
what
Bee
you.
movie.
I was really confused because you're like, oh, the entire movie. I'm like, did you get a frame by frame? And it's just like literally
No, like
illegible.
one of the wallpapers I download is literally like the entire movie, just straight up the entire movie. Every time I went to my desktop, it was like the movie was like playing. I had to get rid of it because it was just too much.
Man, I want to be an Uno esports player, okay? Better than like a Heroes of the Storm esports player, Blizzard esports player. Come on, I'm doing the transition here, okay? We've talked about the small guns. Let's go into the big guns.
Fuck about Blizzard esports. Like, it's terrible. Man, Blizzard is just... Holy shit. For one, their stock is down like 30%. Second off...
buy it, honestly. It's going to go back up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Bobby Kotick is just like nightmare after nightmare. Just more stuff coming out. It's like, Wall Street Journal did a whole hit piece on him. Not necessarily a hit piece, but it came about that he was literally threatening to kill some woman, like all this other stuff. Like, it's quite in depth to the point where... Wait, why are you smiling?
Well, okay, first of all, I was going to do my normal just like looking at headlines, looking at tweets, but you know what? I want to step above and beyond here. I was like, yo, Dad, I know you subscribe to the Wall Street Journal. Can I have your login info? And he said yes. So shout outs to my dad giving me my Wall Street Journal access. I read the entire article. It was kind of long.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah. Did you read the article, the entire article?
No, I didn't. I did not. I read multiple tweets and pictures about it because I don't have Wall Street Journal.
You read those pictures? Actually, Wall Street Journal is like way too expensive. But like I get like student discounts, and it's so stupid. But I will note before we move, because there's other stuff, I want to get the record straight. The line about him threatening to kill someone was a single sentence in the Wall Street Journal article where it was a voicemail from over 15 years ago that he sent an employee that was angry. That was apparently resolved, and like it was a very, very esoteric example that piled on.
Add on. Yeah.
But then like publications ran with the title and then basically said nothing of substance afterwards because it's eye-opening or eye-popping. Which,
that's what we're a podcast. I'm trying to fucking, have that eye-opening, like, holy moly, fucking shit, that really happened type thing. Gotta get them clicks, gotta get them dollars.
All right, but anyway, we have a lot of Bobby Kotick news. Basically, you mentioned a lot of it, but just because I need to say the same things as you, there was obviously a massive scandal at Blizzard in the past year or so where a lot of sexual harassment came to light. Shareholders, the board was basically like, whoa, we're kind of blindsided about this. Why didn't we hear about this? And like Bobby Kotick was like, this was covered at a much lower level and it didn't need to bubble up. But now it's coming out that he knew the entire time of the systematic abuse cases.
And what's so scary is that they're coming out, all the Activision people are literally saying, we stand behind Bobby, everything we say, we'll get through this, et cetera, et cetera. Like, it's bad.
The funny thing is, like, there was apparently like a large employee AMA about like the news recently, and like people asked if the no tolerance harassment policy that was just put in place after the massive allegations came to light, if it was going to be applied to Bobby Kotick, and they did a workaround answer to say no, it's not. We're gonna.
Yeah, they literally said no, like straight from like it's bad. It's to the point where like Microsoft and Sony like CEOs are coming out to actively condemn Bobby Kotick. It's really, really, really bad. And it came to light, Jennifer O'Neill, I kind of memed the other week how she had stepped down from Blizzard, like, oh, this woman, blah, 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 she doesn't know shit about shit. Like, she was only there for 2 weeks. It turned out she was actively fucking harassed, like, in her position. She was paid less, like, a whole bunch of shit. She was basically like tokenized, all this other stuff. Like
As
it's
a minority,
it's fucking awful.
Minority race and sexual orientation, like she apparently was just kind of used as tokenized.
It's pretty bad, and she stepped down because of how they were treating her.
She specifically said that she does not believe Activision is going to be able to change their culture. Like she talked about like how they would have corporate events with strippers, which is insane. I can't possibly think.
Imagine going to your work and there's like fucking strippers.
Imagine going to Dave and Buster's after
so
8 people died.
Wait, what?
That's Travis Scott was going to work at.
After all these people died. It's just so insane that all this is happening. And, like they're spamming all these diversity tweets and saying like we have a zero harassment policy, and they're just doubling down over and over and over. He's like backing up executives that were about to be fired for sexual harassment. Yeah, it's just so crazy. Oh yeah, and on top of which, the same week this all happened, they released some fucking cosmetics in their shop that are just like everybody wants them, and we've been promised them forever. But no, you got to pay money for them.
Have they ever really given free cosmetics? Like I feel like they almost never do that.
Yeah, they do. It's just like a lot of times you'll get it from like rep grinds and stuff like that, but it's come to be like, oh shit, our stock is going down. Let's release this thing that everybody's gonna want, so they spend money on it.
That's what happened with with Hearthstone. Battlegrounds is a mode that I enjoy dearly. I haven't played Hearthstone in a while. Actually, I'm trying to just get more efficient in my life.
I still haven't played Mercenaries.
Well, I apparently it's good. The thing is, I'm trying to. This is going to be my sole video game output from now on. I don't want to just spend so many hours wasted on Hearthstone. It's too good of a game. I can't. I'm cold turkey on it. Anyway, what I wanted to say is that like all of a sudden they're like one day they're like, oh, we have a hero skin bundle for $9.99. Then like they have released so many hero skin bundles, I can't keep track of them anymore. There's like if I wanted to buy them all, it'd be hundreds of dollars, and like I don't need that many skins. I don't need that many skins. It's insane. I mean, it's
because people aren't spending money on shit. It's like they need to get their quarterly numbers up for fucking their shareholders, so that's when they release all this shit.
I do want to note that Bobby Kotick he bought Activision like 20 years ago. He was not a Blizzard come up. He was an Activision guy.
Yeah, and then he was put over and stuff like that. It's just holy shit, man. I feel like my whole segment is like talk shit on Blizzard, but it just gets worse and worse every fucking week. Everything new, literally, like everyone in the industry is just like, if you're associated with Blizzard, you're just blacklisted. Like Blizzard in general is like blacklisted in the industry.
Yeah,
even people that play the game are saying the same thing. So.
I don't know if blacklisted is the right term in that. Like, I'm sure that if you were a low-level developer, you could find a job at another place. Because, like, honestly, to get a job at Blizzard, at least I don't know about their hiring practices going forward, considering they're going to have a very hard time finding new talented developers that want to work for them. But like, working at Blizzard was a sign of prestige in the video game industry before this.
Oh, absolutely. If you were Blizzard, you could work anywhere.
Yeah, if you were Blizzard.
The bit, you know what I mean. If you were
Blizzard, I don't
employee.
mean to make fun of you. It's just funny phrasing in my mind. And I just have
the
to
one
say
thing
it.
that pisses me off the most, though, is how all these ex-Blizzard people who have been like old Blizzard people, like from way back in the day that helped create all these games that we know and love, are like condemning all this, like this is terrible, blah blah blah, are the same motherfuckers who were supporting and doing all this shit at the same time. So I don't know. I don't trust anybody with anything anymore. No one has any integrity. Everyone is just really. You should like. I feel like the last like 10 years or so have shown that you should never have any idols. Like people are flawed, especially Dana, especially that guy down there. You should never support me in anything I do unless it's like
if your goal is to lose like all your savings on crypto, he's the guy. He's the guy. But other than that,
speaking of the guy, do you like my facial hair for No Shave November? I look like a sex offender, pedophile, child molester.
You have so little facial hair, at least on this mic, that like I couldn't even tell you have facial hair. I wasn't even like paying attention to it. I want, before we get completely off track, let's put a bow on this story. I think as of right now, it might have happened today or it's happening very soon. There's a massive employee walk out of Blizzard. They've already done this. I mean, like I don't really know what it's going to accomplish.
It was like organized within like an hour of like the fucking article going live. Or some shit like that, and it was just like they got like it was like 10% of people just walked out. Like it was kind of a big deal.
And even though Blizzard is probably going to bounce back in stocks and stuff like that. I feel like Blizzard is just going to die a death of attrition. Like they've already been giving lower and lower quality products, but at this point, people are definitely going to leave the company, and a lot of people that aren't skilled are going to enter the company if they are able to find people who want to work at Blizzard at all. Eventually, it's
Games
just going
like World of Warcraft are just bleeding and bleeding. They're finally under 1 million subscribers for the very first time.
That's probably not good. I mean, it feels dirty to play Blizzard games, and I don't like that, but it is
does.
what it is.
Even like all my friends who in my guild that still play, like they're like, if I had anything else to do, it's just like I would not play this anymore. But it's just like, but we're addicted.
Yeah,
we've been playing it for like it's what's the sunken cost fallacy or whatever.
Like every single time I say I play Hearthstone or I enjoy Blizzard games, I have to like give an apology
like a qualifier
or a qualifier. Yeah, and that's not that should never be the goal unless the qualifier is like, yeah, I think it's even better than people say, but no one does that because we're human beings and not commercials. Anyway,
I got mail. You want to see me open my mail? It's from Cash App.
I had a topic, but
oh my god! Well, then go ahead.
no, it's going to be a long boy. So let's
Well,
strap
let
in.
me
Did you get all your? Did you like win one of those giveaways? I see like
Yeah, I got $50.
Woo.
Literally every time I sign up for it, they'll give you $50. I've probably gotten like over $500 for free from Cash App. They always just give out.
Do you think Jax specifically taking
I got
out
my
money
Cash
from his
App
wallet?
card.
Yo, can we see the
Katie on
back
it.
with the information on it?
Blur this.
I think I will actually have to cut that. I don't. There's too much information. You just showed it. No.
But no, they gave me $50 in Bitcoin today. Actually, it's going up. So let's see how much it is now.
Imagine if they like endorsed like some bullshit like. Oh, Cash App just gave me $50 in Cum Rocket.
I mean, I would be down. Do we have any actual
topics?
What's that? Yeah.
We just talked about the Blizzard stuff forever, but okay. Speaking of controversies, I am so happy about this. I'm so happy about this because I fucking hated Streamlabs for the longest time, and I actually have a story related to this. But Streamlabs is getting a little bit of hate. Want to know why? Because they suck. That's why. Okay, first of all, Streamlabs versus OBS Streamlabs. Sorry, no. OBS versus Streamlabs OBS. The one that started it all.
I use Streamlabs OBS personally.
Why?
I don't know, because it's nice and easy.
So is OBS. People are like intimidated when they think of OBS Classic from like 10 years ago. OBS is super usable in terms of its features, and I've used Streamlabs OBS and I've used regular OBS, and there really isn't that much of a difference. But the main source of controversy came with basically Streamlabs approaching OBS, which is an open broadcast software. That's the name of it. It's an open source program, so like it runs off donations and stuff. And Streamlabs wanted to make a paid component, paid Streamlabs OBS. They asked OBS, hey, can we use the name OBS in Streamlabs OBS? And they said no, like please don't. That's going to cause confusion. They did it anyway, and because of their decision to basically fork an open source project and slap a new coat of paint on it, because that's really what all Streamlabs OBS is. It's a slight coat of paint.
They charge for like the paid stuff and stuff.
Yeah. Because of them doing that, it's actually been a nightmare for OBS, because not only is it siphoning away people who would contribute to
they have people with Streamlabs OBS technical issues messaging them, and they're like, that's a different company.
Yeah, this is a volunteer organization, and it's like siphoning off resources to help them with like a lot of these people still get helped because it's like OBS. The people are nice. So, but like, yeah, it's completely fucked them. And at the end of the day, they basically, even though they're legally in the right, they stole an open source project and monetized it, which sure, whatever. That's a separate debate. That's just a business decision. But then what came in is like, oh, you know what, OBS, you're not the only ones that have had issues. So there's this program called Lightstream, and let me just refresh myself on what Lightstream does. There's this program called Lightstream, which is a browser-based streaming website, and essentially Streamlabs
streaming website or like streaming program like
advanced live streaming made simple, cloud-powered broadcasting access through the web browser.
So it's not like a Twitch website. It's more so like software that's ran through a website.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, that's cool.
So essentially, Streamlabs is going to offer their own competitor. And it was so obvious that they just literally, like, they copied the slogan for Lightstream and just put the word Streamlabs in it. Like they copied the
pretty
website
bad.
design. They basically plagiarized the entire website, and
I
they
mean,
stole the idea.
Are you surprised though? Because Streamlabs OBS is literally just trying to monetize an open source project. Like,
No,
of course
I'm
they
not
would do that.
surprised. They specifically thrived off the confusion where a lot of people who, when this news broke out, they're like, wait, Streamlabs OBS isn't it partnered with OBS? I thought they were like a team.
I didn't know that until you told me. Like I always just use Streamlabs OBS. Like because when I think of streamers, like I think of Streamlabs because that's how they do all their, like their donations. That's how they do all their like that kind of shit.
And then the third triple whammy before shit really hit the fan is that Streamlabs versus Elgato. And while Streamlabs OBS was the main one, this is just a little icy. I don't like Elgato either. I feel like their products are overpriced, and I had a really bad experience with my Elgato capture card way back in the day. But essentially,
I feel like no one
Elgato
really uses Elgato anymore.
Elgato has a Stream Deck, which is super popular, and Streamlabs took the idea and made their own browser-based Stream Deck, which is not like, that's not super copying, but it's like another instance of not actually having original ideas, just siphoning off competition. And so because of this, a lot of streamers were coming out against Streamlabs because people love OBS. OBS is actually one of the most useful programs for, like, if OBS didn't exist, Twitch would not be as popular as it is today. OBS.
What was the other program? There was OBS and then there was the other one. I forget the name of it.
XSplit.
Yes, the XSplit. Yeah, I used to use that way back in the day.
XSplit was okay, but
Fraps?
they were that. Yeah, fraps. With a little number in the corner.
Yeah.
Blocky ass text. People
We use unregistered hypercam. Dude, my face is so greasy from work today. It's like just rubbing my eyes is getting oil in my eyes.
He's crying from the Streamlabs
like
controversy.
My eyes like actually are burning. Like
this is
I'm
cursed.
so fucking
this is
disgusting.
glassesless Dana on the pod.
Dude's
secreting oil from his eyes.
Like,
man, you gotta
look
you
at
gotta
my
take
eyes.
care of yourself more.
I look like Ninja.
Yeah, Ninja crying. This is a wake up call, man. You shouldn't cry grease. Are you like who is that guy who had that like weed comedy show where he just got people on the show? And
I hated that fucking show. So getting weed with Doug or whatever.
Yeah, getting Doug with high. With Doug Stanhope, is that his name? I don't know.
Yeah, first off, they had no idea how to fucking smoke. Like they were just torture.
Well, the dude like started smoking at like 50. I remember that.
And then like, I'm a fucking stoner now, bro. Like, bro, you ever have Doritos while high? Like,
well, okay. Anyway, that's what you look like, which is that should probably be a bigger wake up call. If I'm comparing you to that guy, who I forgot the name because he's that irrelevant. What I'm trying to say is that. Are you okay?
I'm sorry, my
You're
eyes
dying?
really, really hurt. Can I go rub my clean my face real quick?
We're Batman transition.
I'm sorry. My glasses are like caked in fucking grease right now. It was a super sweaty day at work today. I'm sorry.
I know you, and this is grossing me out. I'm sorry, audience, that I'm enabling such a basement dweller, giving them a platform.
I worked all day. I showered this morning.
Okay, a mall dweller. Is that better?
Fuck you.
All right, back on subject. So streamers and a lot of people in the live stream fail, Twitch, whatever. They're like, yeah, Streamlabs kind of scummy company. You should stop partnering with them, Pokimane. And Pokimane's like, yeah, I'll look into it, whatever. That's a separate controversy. But I just want to note, Streamlabs has always been shitty. I've always known them to be shitty. And it's one of the reasons why when I was a streamer, I never allowed for donations on my platform. Because one of the first times I ever donated to a streamer was I gave them $5, and like Streamlabs specifically in their donation thing has like, oh, add an animation to it. Little did I know, because it didn't say that it cost money, I was charged monthly for a year. And they were like, I can't cancel it. You're in like a year contract. Because
what the fuck?
They're like really predatory with how they use their Streamlabs Pro features.
Because they know all these kids are doing it, and then they get locked into these contracts and can't do shit about it.
Have you seen the process to cancel a Streamlabs Pro prescription?
Fucking terrible. I had it for a little bit. It literally, I couldn't do it for like 3 months. I had to like go through like Discords, like all this shit.
No, and then if you're actually able to find it on the website, it's like 30 are you sure? The company is inherently predatory. Like
well, yeah, that's how they make money.
Yeah.
Like I said, are you surprised because they're literally based off of making money off an open source program? Like,
Yeah, well, they've made money
It's
in
not
other
like it's
ways
a company.
too.
It's probably like fucking like 5 dudes.
No, Streamlabs is actually relatively large. Like if you go to like
Okay.
these it's grown, it's doubled its in size from staff like in the last year or so. So it's exponentially growing, but at the same time they fucking suck, and I'm so happy they're getting their comeuppance. And like I just don't like Streamlabs. They had good follow alerts.
I just use
but-
it because it's all I've ever used, and it's really easy for me to use.
Stream Elements,
all
bro.
right.
But no,
I guess it's just I don't have
If you don't-
I've never
if you
had
don't-
any issues because I don't stream in a capacity that like I would ever have donations or anything like that.
yeah,
It's just, like, I just hit
just
start.
don't use them for anything monetary. Suck
No.
up their servers. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. I'm using their bandwidth.
Yeah. I'm just so happy that
Fuck
people
them,
are
then.
realizing that Streamlabs is shitty because I hate Streamlabs.
Doesn't it feel good when people like finally agree with your correct opinions?
Yes.